The lights didn't go out all at once. They dimmed, like something breathing them down. A soft hum, then silence. Then the screens died. You didn't notice at first because nobody reacted. That was the first wrong thing. No one reacted. You looked around the office floor, rows of frozen people, mid-typing, mid-sip, mid-blink. Their movements slowed, not stopped, just delayed, like a bad connection between intention and action. "Power outage?" you asked. No one answered, because they were still finishing what they had started before the question existed. You stood. Your chair didn't make a sound. That was the second wrong thing. Across the room, the emergency exit sign flickered on. Green, steady, safe. You felt it immediately. Don't go there. You didn't know why, just a pressure in your chest, like remembering something you hadn't learned yet. Someone behind you spoke. "Did you say something?" You turned. The man blinked too slowly. "What's your name?" you asked him. He frowned. He stopped, waited, like he was searching for it. "I had it," he whispered. You felt it again, something shifting, not in the room, in the idea of him. You turned back toward your desk and saw your monitor still faintly glowing. Not powered, glowing. The document open on it was changing. Names, a list of employees. One by one, they blurred, corrected themselves, removed letters, replaced others, then vanished. You stepped closer. Your name was there. It wasn't right, not spelled wrong, just not yours. You reached out. The moment your eyes locked onto it, it corrected, back to your real name, like it noticed you noticing. The lights above flickered again. Someone screamed from the far end of the office, then stopped, too abruptly. You ran toward the sound, but the hallway wasn't as long as it should have been. You knew this floor. You'd walked it every day. This wasn't right. It ended too soon. Where there should have been glass walls and offices, there was a dead end and a door. It wasn't there before. The exit sign above it glowed brighter than the others. Safe. Too safe. You remembered something then. A rule. Not something written, something known. Never follow the safest exit after midnight. You checked your phone. No signal, but the time? 0001. You stepped back. Behind you, footsteps. Soft. Not matching yours. You turned. No one. But the carpet. There was an indentation, like someone was standing there, perfectly still, waiting for you to look away. You stared at it. It didn't move. You blinked. It was closer. You looked up. Nothing. You looked down. It was right in front of you now. You hadn't heard it move. You hadn't seen it move. But it moved when you stopped looking at it. A shape. Not a person. Not empty either. Like something that existed only in the absence of attention. You forced yourself to keep staring. Your eyes burned. Your vision blurred. But you didn't look away. Because something inside you understood. If you did, it would finish arriving. Behind you, voices. Don't look at it. Don't acknowledge it. You're making it worse. You didn't turn. You have to ignore it, someone said. The moment you heard that, the shape shifted. It twitched, like it had been waiting for permission. You felt it, the rule breaking. The moment someone told you not to notice, you noticed harder. And it grew, not larger, closer, more defined. Edges where there weren't edges before. A suggestion of limbs, of posture, of intent. It leaned toward you, and the lights went out completely. Same hallway, same door. Except now, the lights were on. Bright, clean, safe. The shape was gone. Or, no, it wasn't gone. It was somewhere else. Because something had changed. The office felt smaller. Not physically, but fewer possibilities, like space had been edited. You walked back toward the main floor. Desks were missing. Not empty, gone. And the people? There were fewer of them. They didn't notice, or they didn't remember there being more. You found the man from before. "What's your name?" you asked again. He smiled, too quickly. "I don't have one," he said. Like that was normal. You stepped back. Your phone buzzed. No signal, but a notification. Sleep detected. Duration, 3 hours, 12 minutes. You froze. You hadn't slept. Had you? The lights flickered, then steadied, and in that flicker, you saw it. Across the room, facing away from you, a silhouette. Too still, too correct. You looked directly at it. It wasn't there. You looked away. It was closer. You felt your chest tighten. It wasn't following you. It was tracking something else. Sleep. Every time the power dropped, you lost time, and during that time, it moved. Not toward you, toward something inside you. Your name. You rushed to your desk. The document was still open, the list shorter now. Names missing, not deleted, never there. You scrolled. Your name. It was still there, but thinner, less anchored, like it could slip, like it wanted to. You heard the door open behind you, the safe exit. You didn't turn. "You have to go," someone said. "It's the only way out." You knew that voice. It was yours. You turned and saw yourself, standing in the doorway, smiling, too calmly. "You've stayed too long," it said. "You're the last one." You shook your head. "No, there were others." "There weren't," it said. And you knew. Not remembered, knew. They hadn't disappeared. They had been corrected, removed from the version of reality that still allowed names. The lights flickered again. You felt yourself slipping, your thoughts lagging behind your awareness, your memory buffering. "You can't go into lit rooms after a time skip," you whispered. Your reflection tilted its head. You already did. And then you understood. Every time the lights came back on, you had moved, entered spaces you didn't remember entering, broken the pattern, given it permission. Your name on the screen, it changed. Not erased, adjusted. One letter gone. You reached out, but your hand passed through the keyboard, not solid, not fully there. You were the last normal thing, it said. But normal is just what hasn't been corrected yet. The lights began to dim again. You felt it coming. The next sleep, the next movement, the next reduction. You tried to keep your eyes open, tried to stay aware, but your body was already forgetting how. The last thing you saw was your reflection stepping forward, into you, replacing you. And when the lights came back, you were still standing there, smiling, watching the next person look at the list, waiting for them to notice their name so you could start.